it's Yuri, and I'm here to do another plant unboxing today. So today's video is a little bit different than my other ones because this is my very first sponsored video. I've imported from Greenspaces 2 times already, and those were not sponsored videos. I loved the plants that I got from Greenspaces, and they've always been super awesome in terms of customer service and support. So when they reached out to me to see if I wanted to partner with them, I said yes, I would love to. So today I have a box that I received from them. This is a fully gifted box of plants that I am very excited to unbox today. Okay, so I'm going to start unwrapping. I'm going to avoid showing you the other side of this box because it has my address on it. So after I picked out the plants that I wanted for this video, they put me on the list of all of their orders, which you can see in an Excel sheet that they have online. And then it takes a little bit of time for them to go through the processing. They get the phytosanitary certificate. They make sure that things are wrapped very well and are pest-free. They then ship it to you. I think I've received all my shipments through DHL, and DHL is a pretty good website to show you the status of where things are. It took about a week after I got the initial shipment notice for me to receive these plants. And I did not really experience any shipping delays. I think depending on the season, sometimes some pretty bad delays, which are completely outside of the seller's control. I think especially during holiday season, it probably gets really busy. And as with most of my videos, as soon as I open the box, it smells pretty dank. Smells kind of moist and planty, but that's to be expected. All right. So they wrapped everything with a little bit of polyfill. Move that to the side. And looks like this is my first plant. It is an Anthurium Predatoradiatum, something like that. And I've been eyeing this plant because you can actually make some really cool plants by pollinating this guy. So, wow. Also, the roots look very nice and healthy. And so does the plant overall. It's called the Predatoradiatum. I'll nickname it Predator because it kind of has these like monster looking leaves, and they look really cool, as you can imagine, when they're hybridized with other anthuriums. So the one that I actually want to cross is this and the clarinervium that I got from Greenspaces in my first shipment. I just need to wait until this one flowers, and then I'm going to try to make some plant babies. But this looks great. I'm going to move my table a little bit closer up to the camera. Okay. So you can see these very healthy roots. Wow. And they just look like pasta. They're very healthy. Cool, I am very excited about this first plant. I was hoping I could stick them in these jars, but I think this might be a little too small. Let me get a new container. This is probably gonna fit it better. Just leave it there. I'm very excited about that one. And I'm gonna use this. Clean up my space a little bit. All right, that was the first plant. This next one is a Philodendron Gloriosum. I used to actually have one of these. I bought it from NSE Tropicals and I liked it, but I didn't love it, and so I actually sold it. And I regretted selling it, so I asked for another one. I was at the San Francisco Conservatory of Flowers, and they have this huge tropical greenhouse, and underneath on the floor are just Gloriosum growing from these ground planters. They looked super cute, so I decided that I wanted this plant again and had major regrets selling my old one. Okay, this is the Gloriosum. It has a smaller root system, and I'll unbundle this in a little bit. Looks like the old leaf is on its way out. It's very yellow. And the middle leaf is yellowing a bit as well. But this new leaf is about to unfurl, and it looks very green. So I think this will bounce back in no time. I'm gonna do a quick root check. These plants are crawlers. At the Conservatory of Flowers, they were just growing along vertically on the floor. So I'm gonna put this in a rectangular planter and have it do the same thing. I had a YouTube comment recently. I think it was in Portuguese, so I had to translate it through Google Translate. But the person was saying that, you know, if they were me in one of my videos, you'd be a lot more excited at some of the plants that I received, which I totally get, but I'm pretty mellow for the most part. So I feel like when I'm really excited, I don't get that excited. I mean, I'm sure I could be more animated for you all, but that's just not really what I'm like. I do smile and laugh a lot though. Okay, this is wrapped in moss, and the roots look healthy. They're not nearly as healthy as the first plant that I unboxed. I'll just shake some of this off. But they still look good. You can see that there's roots coming from the other node as well. So I'm gonna stick this in with the rest of the plants here. I'm planning on putting some water in this bin to rehydrate the roots for about a day or so, and then I'm gonna repot them. Okay, the next plant we have is the golden dragon. Now this one, the variegated form of this golden dragon is actually #1 on my wish list right now. I'm hoping that the prices drop a little bit for that one before I go and buy one, but it's so pretty. And before I get the chance to get the variegated one, I wanted to learn how to grow the regular one, just to make sure that I'm gonna take good care of the variegated one when I get it, because it is very, very expensive. Oh wow, this is pretty. I did not know that they naturally, the non-variegated ones, have these little speckles on it. You can kind of see, a little hard to tell, but there's these little speckles on the plant leaves. I thought it would just be this like plain green color. And the reason it's called a golden dragon is because the leaf shape is kind of like a dragon. But I'm very surprised by the little splashes. They're really cool. I was secretly hoping that I would magically get a variegated one, but it's definitely not what happened. And it looks like they actually wrapped the air roots up here in moss and then also the bottom section. So if I really wanted to, I could give this a cut right now and then plant it separately. I'm very tempted to do that. The other alternative is actually I could attach this to a moss pole and then have it grow big leaves as it climbs up. So I'm actually probably going to do that. So it's kind of like the Gloriosum. The roots look healthy, but they are a little bit dehydrated. So I'm going to dunk them in water and then plant it against the moss pole. It's going to be great. So the next plant I got is a new species actually, the Homalomena Black. I don't own any Homalomenas. It's kind of fun to say. Homalomenas. I don't own any of them. I know that they're pretty popular within the tropical plant people, and I wanted to learn how to grow one. So I decided that I would pick one of these as my plant picks from this package. And I think I've seen some of these growing outside in the Northern California climate. So I might, if I grow this well inside, I might take a cutting of it and then see how it does outside. But let's see how it looks first. Cool. Some dark foliage. So I'm looking at some little white speckles that I see in the back of the plant leaves. I think it's just dry moss pieces, but just in case they are bugs, I'm going to spray these down. I mean, really you should spray all plants that you receive, whether it's from a trusted grower or not, because they can't 100% get rid of all the insects that the plants might have. They do a pretty good job because you have to import it here, but sometimes there's bugs in there that hitch a ride, and they're pretty resilient. So with any new plants that you get, you should make sure you quarantine them. This one actually looks like it was putting out a new flower. I didn't even know these, I mean, it makes sense that they flowered, but I have no idea what this is gonna look like, so that's very exciting. Cool, we're gonna cut open the roots now. Wow, this is just a really long chunk. Look at this. And there's just roots coming out. I'll give you a close-up in a sec. Let me get all the moss off.
My body is a cage.
I'm filming, Kai.
That keeps our yeast locked up all the time.
You can see the roots and stuff coming out of this very long stem. So I'm gonna need a pretty tall pot to plant this in. So I'm smiling because this one is the Giganteum marble variegation. If you've been watching my channel, you'll know that I have the non-variegated version that I bought from Walmart of all places. These can get ginormous, which is why they're called Giganteum. I just put mine in a pot that was a little bit smaller, and so it's not getting as large as some of the other plants I've seen. For this one, although it's a smaller plant, I'm going to be putting it in a bigger pot eventually. You don't want to put it in too big of a pot because it's kind of small right now, but as it gets larger, I want it to be gigantic, so I'm going to stick it in a huge pot. It's so cute. So it has some yellow leaves, probably due to shipping stress. But this one is so pretty. It has this beautiful marble variegation. And if you can imagine this, but ginormous, that's what this plant is gonna be like. So I'm very excited. There you go, if you want to take a closer look at what the roots look like. Nothing soft or mushy here. Okay, this one I think I'm gonna stick in here because the other plants are much bigger than it. Okay, the last plant. Now this one is one that they picked for me. So I picked most of the plants, but they filled the rest of the order with some of their own choices. And so this one is the dragon scale species Borneo? Alocasia. I've been loving putting my Alocasia in pond. They just thrive in it if you can get it acclimated. I've seen a lot of people kill their plants because they didn't acclimate it well, and then the roots rotted, and that can happen. It's happened to me, but I'll be careful with this one. That's cool. I love how light the inside are, and the texture is very leathery. I think that's why it's called dragon scale. Kind of looks like a dragon too. It's like very thick and leathery. Oh, and the roots are very long. They look very healthy. I'm gonna stick this in a little pot as well. Alright, all 6 plants arrived beautifully. And I think they picked some good ones for me because, as I said, this is a sponsored video. So they probably wanted it to look even greater. But honestly, the first 2 shipments that I got that were not sponsored came in excellent condition. I haven't lost a plant from them yet because of shipping. I have killed some plants because of my own neglect. I'm very excited. Hi, this is Yuri 4 weeks after receiving the shipment that you are watching a video of right now. I received some additional information from Greenspaces that I wanted to share, and also a sneak peek of a future video, but I will start with the information. First of all, Greenspaces was generous and provided a discount code for all of you to use. I get no share of it, so it doesn't really benefit me, and I'm really hoping that if you do end up wanting to make a purchase, it does help you out a little bit. So the coupon code for making a purchase is YPXGS, YP for Yuri Plant and GS for Greenspaces. Again, that's YPXGS I will put it in the description below of my video as well. Just a heads up though, if you are in a cooler climate right now as you're watching this video, I would hold off a little bit before you place the order. You never really know what's going to happen with shipping, and it is definitely safer if you wait until it's a little bit of a better climate for shipping to be happening right now. I've heard of people having packages left outside, and even though the plants arrived really in good condition, the outside weather with the package being left outside ruined the package. Things happen. You want to really try to optimize for getting your plants healthy, and I think if you want to do that, you probably want to wait until it's a little bit warmer and better temperature if you are in a winter season right now. It does take a few weeks for your order to be processed, so you can plan a little bit in advance. The few weeks are required to do the phytosanitary certification process, and also they usually do a lot of final checking to make sure that the plants are in good condition to be shipped out. And as for a sneak peek to a future video, this is the Anthurium Predatoradiatum that I received earlier in this video. And as you can see, that I have planted it in pond, and it's doing great. I have it near the front of my house. It's just out in ambient temperature and humidity, and it's about to put out a new leaf. As I said, it's only been 4 weeks, so the plants are kind of settling into the new environment. I'm sure that in about 4 more weeks, I'll be able to do an update video and let you all know how everything's doing. But so far, so good. I had a lot of fun unboxing these plants. Thank you again, Greenspaces, for sending me 6 beautiful plants. I'm going to put them in water now as recommended, and I will see you all soon. Bye!